It's Kunal Kamra had recorded in sometime in February 2025 his program called Naya Bharat. Okay, this was uploaded in on 23rd March last Sunday. Okay, it was actually filmed about a month previously. Now, as soon after it was uploaded, it came in for a very adverse reaction from the ruling party in Maharashtra. Now, it's very interesting and very important to keep note of the fact that in this Naya Bharat show, which has now become the problem issue, he has talked about several people. He has talked about many others, including about Sudha Murthy. He has talked about Ambani's son. He has talked about other political personalities. He also talks about a political personality from Maharashtra. The important thing to be kept in mind is that he does not name this person in Maharashtra, and he also parodies his comment through a song, through a well-known old Bollywood song. He parodies the situation of political parties being one in 2022 or 2023, then it becoming split and one person going out and the other person remaining in. It's all in parody, it's all in innuendo, and it is in a way a criticism of the way the politics is being practiced in India. He also talks about one of them being a Gaddar or a traitor in terms of that, and he goes on to build on that sentiment. Now, that is the subject matter on which a complaint came to be filed on the very same night, on the day it was uploaded. On the evening of 23rd, last Sunday, a big team of people belonging to the Shiv Sena Shinde group went to the Continental Hotel in Bombay, where it was allegedly filmed, and ransacked the whole house. They ransacked the place, damaged equipment, beat up people in that local area, and created a lot of ruckus in that thing. The police had come there. Everything has been videographed. The police nominally arrested them for ransacking, for illegally entering into that place, and gave them cash bail. The very next day, the judicial magistrate also granted them bail. The police did not think it serious because the Shiv Sainiks of the ruling party who had gone there, although they committed serious offences, had necessarily given them very lower type of offences on them. In the meantime, sitting ruling party MLA filed an FIR against Kunal Kamra under three sections, under section 353, 1, 2, and 356. The last one is on defamation. The other two ones are in terms of using obscene language to create enmity. The FIR was filed on the same night, and the next morning it came out. Okay. Subsequently, there has been a lot of violence in terms of the response to the Shiv Sainik people. Within a very short time, ruling party MLAs, some ministers, and various other political personalities belonging to the ruling Shiv Sena grouping in Maharashtra, and the CM also then came gave a statement on that. The sum and substance of the statement of various people who came out with threats was that we will teach them a lesson the Shiva Sena way. The Shiva Sena way has been a part of a language that has been used by various people. Some people threatened that a ruling party MLA threatened that we'll blacken his face if he comes there. There was also threat of killing in terms of saying we will cut him into pieces. One can say it's a hyperbole, but these are things that are very serious for the person concerned. They also threatened him with very dire consequences if he were to come back to Bombay. This went on for several days, and naturally, it was dangerous for Kunal Kamra to go to Bombay at this particular point in time. In the meantime, on the 24th of March, that is on Monday, the Khar police station where the affair was registered gave a notice to Kunal Kamra's parents who stay in Bombay, asking. It was addressed to Kunal Kamra, asking him to come to the police station on the 25th, one day later. To which Kunal Kamra sent a reply saying that he is not in Bombay and that it may not be possible for him to come on that next day because of prior commitments, and asking for permission to present himself before the police station on the 2nd of April. On the 26th of April, the Bombay police reply saying, no, you have to come immediately. And they gave a statement, they gave him a reply called a reminder, saying that he should appear before the police station in car on the 31st of March, which is a Monday, which is also a holiday because of Ramzan, at 10:30. So it was very clear that they wanted him to come there. Now, in the meantime, now he has also gone on record to say that I believe in the Constitution of India. I am also a law-abiding citizen, and I will present myself to the police. He never ever told that I will not stand for justice in the through the legal process and the process of law. But the police said no. He also said, in view of the circumstance, because of his prior commitments and him being outside, he is also open to appearing on video conference before the police to answer all questions that the police may ask. The police said, no, you have to come in person. Now, between the 24th and the 27th, which was Thursday, situation had become so dramatically surcharged that it was no longer physically safe for him to go to Bombay. So he then filed a petition for what is called Transit Anticipatory Bail, or in Chennai, where he stays now in Tamil Nadu, what is called Interstate Anticipatory Bail. So we filed an anticipatory bail for interstate anticipatory bail on Friday, that is yesterday morning. It was taken up. We also showed the court documents of all the threats that has been issued to him in through various platforms, social media platform, print platform, video platform, before the court, and impressed upon the court that it should take it up emergently. So yesterday the Madras High Court took up the case emergently. It was filed in the morning. They took it up in the evening, and they felt that they needed to hear the Bombay police in terms of what their comments was or their response was to the anticipatory bail petition. So the court said, we will give notice to the Bombay police asking them to appear. So the petition has been now adjourned for further hearing on the 7th of April, which is a Monday. In the meantime, they also gave permission to us as his counsels to serve notice on the Bombay police about the fact of the petition and the fact that it has been adjourned to the 7th. And very importantly, the fact that the court has now also granted interim anticipatory bail, putting a condition on both the Tamil Nadu police and the Maharashtra police not to take any coercive action against the person. The word coercive action not there, but interim anticipatory bail, not to take any action to arrest him until the 7th. So this order, the court also gave us permission to be put to notice to the Bombay police. So yesterday night itself, we have sent notice about the Madras High Court granting interim protection through the interim anticipatory bail to the car police. We sent it by post, by speed post yesterday itself. We have also sent it by way of email into the official email ID, which is there in the notice that was given to Kunal Kamra to appear before the court. So we also sent not just the notice, we have also sent the copy of the petition and the copy of the documents which we filed in the court, which is what we are duty bound to send to the car police. So the car police is now informed about what has happened. They have the petition that we filed. They also have the documents that we have filed before the court, and hopefully they will come up on the 7th before the Madras High Court and for further proceedings. See, there is obviously threat, which is why we filed the petition. And this petition was not filed on emotional impulse. It was not filed on some hearsay thing. We have presented to the court to satisfy the court. And that's what the court has also recorded in its interim order. The court has said, we saw all the material that we have presented, and the court is prima facie satisfied that there is a threat to the life and liberty of Kunal Kamra, and therefore they felt compelled to take it up yesterday itself and to also pass the interim order. So it is now before the Madras High Court, and the High Court has seized of the matter. So I would personally think that there is a threat. Now, in law, there are two aspects to it. One is the personal life and liberty of Kunal Kamra at the hands of the various political personalities who have threatened. Now, what has the Bombay police done in terms of open and brazen threat to the life of Kunal Kamra? The police is he's committed to the rule of law and to the Constitution of India. The police is not committed to the ruling party. I think this is something that the police throughout India need to know, that their commitment is to the Constitution of India. They take an oath on the Constitution of India, not on the political party which is ruling from time to time. So they are bound to take action, and they are bound to be accountable for what have they done for the openly unveiled threats brazen threats that we will cut him into pieces. We will attack him. We will darken his face. You come to Bombay, and we will show you the way the Shiv Sena treats these people. I mean, this is they've not even tried to close the thing. They've not tried to. In other places, people put on masks and all. They openly talked about it. And these are MLAs, MPs. There are ruling party politicians. There is a head of the Shiv Sena youth wing. So when they have made such open threats, which in the eye of law are offences, what has the police done? I think these are issues which is not related only to Bombay or to Kunal Kamra in this case or to any one state. It's a question that is important for all citizens in this country to take on. That's the first part. Second part, Supreme Court has time and again said that a fundamental right of of a person to criticize the ruling party. The fundamental principle in the Indian Constitution, under which 19(1)(a), fundamental right of speech and expression has been given, is the right to criticize and the right to ask for accountability from people in power. They can use different ways. They can talk about it directly, or they can use comedy, they can use parody, they can use satire, they can use cartoon. Now, these are different forms. Now, obviously, cartoons and satires and parodies are not to praise any particular person or praise anything. Now, so long as the person uses parody to poke holes, to take, to make fun of, to raise issues about anybody who is in a public sphere, I think it is protected by Article 19(1)(a). The first situation it said that people in public life have to have a thick skin. So it's called the doctrine of thick skin. If you a person in public life has to be open to the reality that people will question them, and they cannot their sentiments cannot be so thin that they take umbrage to everything that is being given. So that's the first thing. The second thing that the Supreme Court has also said is that people are bound to question and bound to ask accountability of people in power. Now, when such things is done, the sensibility has to be judged not by the party cadre, not by the loyalties of the party cadre who may like or not like something said about their leader, but by the standards of an ordinary citizen. So it cannot be. In fact, yesterday, the Supreme Court of India has quashed a FIR filed in Gujarat against a Congress member of parliament, filed by another BJP politician from Gujarat on the ground that FIR cannot be filed merely because somebody has talked about in a form that the ruling party person does not like. And there, in fact, the Supreme Court has very concretely upheld an earlier full bench ruling of the Bombay High Court itself, where they said that the standards of proof, the standards of satisfaction, is not the satisfaction of a party cadre or somebody who is loyal to a particular group, but has to be of an ordinary person. And therefore, that person is talking about in terms of satire or comic form is something that has to be kept in mind. Point also to be kept in mind legally is that Kunal Kamra has not talked about or not named the person. The deputy CM is not named. Of course, people can make their own comments about who he is meaning. But I'm saying he's well within this the protection of his speech. The third part, nobody can threaten to abuse the law of the land and use criminal force against any other citizen. If they have a grievance, they have already filed a FIR. Let the police take a stand on it and let the due process of law unroll. Here, to the contrary, the Shiv Sainiks and the people belonging to the ruling party have very clearly said we will do what we want. The law is different. For example, yesterday, Friday, there was a news item which came and said one minister says our patience is running thin, and it was a threat to the Bombay police, saying that our patience is thin. Now you better take action against Kunal Kamra, or else we will then take the law into our hands. Now, the point here is that they have not made an attempt to veil it. They have not made an attempt to cover it up. They have not made a veil. It's open threat to the rule of law. When open threats are given, no action is taken. Vandalism of the Continental Hotel on the 23rd evening and 24th, the BMC goes and demolishes some part of the same hotel. Now, how do we understand these things? You give them police station bail, subsequently the magistrate gives bail in a context of vandalism where they have trespassed into the property of another people, threatened the people there and beat up. And the person who led the beating, the vandalism says, we did not go to break it up, but the answer given by the owner of that particular hotel did not satisfy us. And therefore we showed our emotion. You don't show your emotions by breaking the law. You don't show your emotions by vandalizing. That's a criminal act. But what has been the response of the Bombay police? I think these are issues which are serious issues which has to be taken up. See, I think these are all rhetorical questions of politicians, of even ruling of ministers or other people there in a rhetorical fashion. I don't think we need to do. The law of the land is very clear. What Kunal Kamra has done, I've also seen many of these comments. There's been a very, very serious, there's a note, there's been somebody who has come out like in a poem, that you have a runaway, you're a coward. These are all points of view of different sets of people. Kunal Kamra is well within his constitutional rights, within the context of his fundamental rights, to seek justice. Okay. Now he has written a letter as early as 24th to the police saying that I am bound to follow I respect the Constitution of India. I respect due process in India, and I will certainly appear before the police to answer for the charges against me. Not once has he said I will not come before the court. This is on 24th when these threats were not there. All that he said is because of prior commitments and I'm out of Maharashtra. Okay, please give me time to come. No, there's been no response to that. On the 26th, he sends one more letter because in response to the reminder letter of the Bombay of the Khar police, he once again reiterates, I am bound to respect the law of India because I respect the law of India. I will definitely come. But between 24th and 26th, situation has changed. There are so many threats which have come out openly. Because of these threats, I feel very unsafe in coming to Bombay at this point in time. I fear for my personal life and safety. Now, to say this is well within his constitutional right. Of course, the political parties will say all type of things about that. I don't think any law-abiding citizen should necessarily take these things into consideration. So, yes, there is a serious threat to the life of Kunal Kamra and to the thing. His safety has to be protected, and that's a responsibility of the Bombay police and the government of Maharashtra. Okay, the test of that is not after he has been beaten up or something has happened to him. The test of us has to be right at the beginning, where they show that they respect the rule of law. Okay, and they have to demonstrate the fact that as a citizen he is bound to answer for the charges against him, and he has not said he is not bound. And that's a very important thing to point out to your viewers. Kunal Kamra is on record on the 24th, subsequently on the 27th, on Thursday, to say he is a law-abiding citizen and he will go before the law, before the legal processes and the police. He has never said once, I will not go. Okay, so in this context, I think we will have to accept the reality that there is a threat in the field if he were to go to Bombay. Okay. Now, all that the Madras High Court does, see, this is only a transit interim bail because the Madras High Court is not looking into the merits of the charges against him. The Madras High Court is only looking at the fact as to whether, under the law of the land, what the Supreme Court has said in a case called the Indo case, whether the Madras High Court would be satisfied that the threat posed to Kunal Kamra is sufficient for the Madras High Court to grant what is called interstate anticipatory bail, to give him sufficient time to go to Bombay and use the legal remedies available to him in Bombay. That is all that the interim anticipatory bail, or subsequently if the court is satisfied that they need to give interstate anticipatory bail, it all amounts to. Subsequently, he's on record to say, I will seek my legal remedies in the appropriate courts in Maharashtra because the FIR is registered in Maharashtra.